Hey, welcome to Happy in 15. Today we're going to talk about using ITXM for continual improvement success. So most of you already know ITXM framework, but if you don't know what we're talking about, go and check it out. You can find it from happysignals.com/ITXM. The full framework is free to download and free to read online as you wish. But yeah, today we are really talking about the improvement part of the whole framework. Yeah. And to kind of put it in context, where does IT experience management kind of sit? We always use the people process technology. So of course we have digital experience monitoring on the technology side. You have the processes in the ITSM, ITIL side of things. And then this, I think, is maybe the thing that people are a little bit afraid, don't know really how to get to the people box. Why is it important? And I guess today we try to make people understand actually it's a fun thing. And that's the reason why you should do it.
Yeah, maybe after this episode people understand why our name is Happy Signals. So
But yeah, I mean, because we both are techies from the past and from the heart anyway. That's why we have a technology company where we work. Kind of having some technology KPIs, doing improvements on the technology side, like, hey, let's make this faster, let's make that work like that, and then we make some change to the KPI. It's kind of an easy thing to do, right?
Yeah, and it's something that we can really say that, okay, this is a thing what we know, this is what we can be responsible fully.
Yeah.
So it's easy, understandable, and then something that is familiar to us, nothing new. But when it comes to that experience side, now we are thinking and listening people, and kind of sometimes we still hear like, yeah, but people would anyway complain, and you hear that kind of they are negative in that one, and we did delivery as agreed, but that is the mistake when it comes to kind of thinking about that the SLA way of working would be enough.
Yeah.
It is just making sure you work as agreed, but it is not a guarantee that the people should be happy to it.
Yeah, and kind of same thing with the processes. Sometimes you hear that, first from our customers when they don't really haven't had experience yet with it, is like the productivity part. The perception of people is that they lost an hour, but look, the ticket was only open for 45 minutes. How can they lose an hour? And it's this thing that creates the strangeness in it.
Yeah, but in that case, for example, what we see and what we have learned now in the 7 years, and now that when we look at the kind of the ticket, incident ticket, as we call it in service management, from the really eyes of an employee, in fact, it's a problem. There was something wrong.
Yeah.
My process as an employee starts when I notice the problem.
Yeah.
I might lose 2 days of my own work. I'm not contacting the official help because I'm maybe not trusting that.
Yeah.
So the cost of that problem is related to lost time.
Yeah.
So it's not the work that I spend with service management. But it's kind of interesting that we have these two things. We have the happiness and productivity. Happiness is really, I'm rating the service that I've received. I'm rating
and how it made me feel.
Yeah. The time is different thing. It is the whole cost of that incident.
Yeah.
Happiness is how I felt about the service. So there is a bit difference there, but these two things are correlating really heavily.
Exactly. But as this is an episode about happiness, like why this actually can be a positive thing, how can I think about the fact that when you can make an impact on your end user's perception, there's no denying it, then they are actually much happier with your service. You're not trying to explain it with some technology or process metrics why they should be happy, but they genuinely are happy of what you did. How motivating and how great that does feel. And kind of tying it to our philosophy of how we create our product. Our only goal, our slogan is more smiles, less time wasted. And we are trying to make our users not lose time on stuff and make them happy at their work. But let's move on then to a trending topic. I think for the past couple of years now has been moving from SLAs to XLAs. So can you explain this, Sami?
Yeah, I can. if you wish, I'm more than happy to have a one-to-one meetings with everybody who wants to kind of see and hear more how we feel about this and what we have seen used by customers. But today we wanted to make this very, very clear.
Yeah.
And from that perspective, of looking at these two things, the SLAs are the factual-based stuff. What is happening, how we are working in IT, our servers are up and running. And that is the minimum requirement. And that is something you can, and maybe sometimes even should be using in agreements.
Yeah.
To making sure that we are delivering the minimum quality.
Yeah.
This is the operational metrics of IT.
Yeah.
And that should be the position as well. When it comes to XLAs, that is something that shouldn't be sanctioned in your agreements, because that is the target. That is showing where you should be getting better.
Yeah.
That is a leadership tool. You are pointing out this is the direction where we want to go. And really motivating one as well. Because as you said, people start to understand how they are helping others in service management.
Yeah.
Or let's say if that is used with a partner, they can see that what value they are really creating for their customers. And that's kind of the very, very positive side of whole experience management. There is that positive motivation related stuff.
Yeah.
Motivating for IT employees, showing value to the business, really important metrics for the business as well. It really is the key North Star metrics for IT.
Yeah, and I think there's like so many clever people in your IT department.
Yeah.
But if you don't give them a common focus, like this is what we are really trying to achieve, then they start tinkering with technology, and it's not their fault. It's leadership fault, right? So nobody has given them this higher target. Okay, what if you try to make people's perception of the service, how they feel about the service, how much they lose time with the service, improve that. Then they are clever people. They start to do those process and technology improvements that actually impact people.
And it's clever people, clever partners.
Yes.
Setting that target for partner that this is the area, please help us in improving that, and giving them the data how you people are experiencing.
Yeah.
You will get enormously better results from your partner.
Yeah.
They can do the prioritization, like very typical. When we're talking about application development, if your partner is thinking that the most important stuff is your timetable and budget, they will do all the focus decisions based on those two, and you might lose the kind of the core of the whole application, and it will not create value.
Exactly.
But if they know that, okay, these are the key things what we are after, so let's do the focus decisions based on keeping sure that those things that are creating happier users and more productive users is the key and will stay, even in some cases if we have to move the timetable a bit.
Yeah.
Because if you release something that is not keeping those in, you are releasing something stupid.
Yeah. So I think kind of just understanding that yes, hey, we want to move to XLA world, but just understanding that they are quite different in nature. You
really
can't just change the S to the X and
it's kind of like 3 years ago I still said in many seminars I hate SLAs, and even said that you should be getting rid of them. I have to say that I have learned you should be keeping them, at least many of them. But there is a big difference between the two, as you said.
All right, and like we discussed sometimes that you need to keep it simple, and there's these two metrics that we measure, but you can't give two focuses to your team. So that's why we are saying that you need to have this like North Star metric, which is the happiness, because that's easy to understand, and that actually then leads to productivity.
That is exactly so. So during all these 7 years that we have had this company, we have been measuring these two things all the time, and they really are correlating. So if you get the happiness up by 10 points, the productivity goes down in IT incidents area, it goes down by 40 minutes. So the lost productivity goes down. So every ticket people are feeling that is resolved 40 minutes faster, or not faster really, it's not the resolution, but it's their feeling about the productivity loss. And so there really is a business gain for enterprises to focus on experience management and really make their end users happier. Of course, I think there is much more things related, like if they are happier, they are making their customer service work, for example, much with a smile and making more money for the company and so on. But this is the kind of the easy one to understand, is the happiness and productivity in that sense.
And I think then this actually brings us to this continuous measurement.
True.
So this really is this this thing that you need to do. So it's kind of, using a gym. I mean, it's early year. People, well, if COVID allows, are going to the gym and trying to improve themselves. Having a target of I want to lift more, like a deadlift more, it's a really difficult target in a way. What you really need to do is show up every day to the gym, do something, do a small thing, and that will lead to you lifting more weight. Or if you're trying to lose more weight, you do it every day continuously, and then that is the outcome that will happen. I think the same thing with IT experience management. It's not this, you can't make it too unattainable. You need to just keep doing small things continuously, and then measure what happened, and then that's where the improvements will come. But I think one of the topic, as we are talking today, not about the measurement, is the improving, is celebrating.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I kind of then say and discuss with customers is that 70% of all the communication related to the end user experience should be positive. I think sometimes now, going back to what you said in the beginning, it is a bit scary to go to this direction and really start to trust the employee's opinion and really seeing that as the key, because it is a change. But what helps you in that area is to really start to understand, yes, we did improvements. We select these T3 stuff. What happened? It went up. Making sure that your team knows, or your partner who delivered you that value, but also that the business units know that this is what you did. You said this, we did that. So you get this kind of experience management and people to give you more feedback because they trust that now it is really used. So it is really, continuous improvement is a great word, or two words, that this is continuous thing. It is not that you do one thing and it's over. It is a way of working, and that's why we have created the ITXM to really help people to start the journey and then add things on top of it. So it's about creating that culture of caring about those outcomes.
And in the framework itself, it also ties into the ITIL, continual improvement process. So again, this is not another thing. It just goes hand in hand with existing frameworks.
And I think we talked about the identify part in the last episode. So for continuous improvement is about having that focus on right stuff. But
and that kind of leads us to the end goal, like we said, the productivity. Here's an example that well, you can probably give it better. Like, what if you improve something in the tickets? Like,
I think let's say average when the customers have started with our product, they have started from happiness level 62. That is the average number from the first 2 months we have been measuring the results. And now currently the happiness score benchmark is 77 in IT incidents. So on average people have gotten, my calculation this morning is 15 points happier, which means that they are about 1 hour more efficient per ticket. So it really is important to focus on the happiness to create that productivity on the end user side. And that's something that is I like those moments when customers start to get their first results and seeing how engaged they then are about it. So it's about starting that journey and start to do those small changes. It takes time. Again, it is a cultural change for IT in many organizations that you shift the focus from the traditional ones. And that I'm more than happy to discuss that, how to move really in kind of from those SLAs to XLAs and what our customers have been doing and how they have been managing this change. So just book a meeting with me and I have that discussion. I love those discussions. It's challenging ones, but it's
So let's kind of wrap it up. So what we are saying is that IT experience management brings focus and positivity to continual improvement.
It's a big words, but it's it is more motivating for people. So it does, like the feeling first when IT those will complain and I now have to look at the kind of, yes, they are not happy. Afraid of that. But then when you get the first results, it turns around very quickly. That it's like, I love my work because now I'm doing something that I understand. That discussion with business is totally different after you have done those first improvements. So continuous improvement is very key first step when it comes to implementing experience management. But as you can hear, this is kind of an area where we get a bit sometimes maybe too excited.
And hey, again, if you wanna learn more, just go to happysingles.com/ITXM and you can see the whole framework. Today the topic was improvement, and I think that summarizes and ends our episode for today. So, hey, please join us next time and stay safe and stay happy.